All of you unmute your phones unless there is a lot of disturbance. Annapurna, start with yourself, Amma. Question number 1. Annapurna,
Yes, Swamiji.
go ahead. Start asking questions. You should learn Bhagavad Gita as perfect as you can. Have you started learning? What are your questions?
Swamiji, questions adutama?
No questions, Swamiji.
You better ask me the questions, otherwise I have to ask you the questions.
Okay, Swamiji, Narayana.
Mala, your kids are there. Nakshatra is there. She has some questions. Or you want?
Narayana Swamiji, she's coming. So in few minutes, but I.
Malishwari, are the kids there? Shrikruti, why Bhagavad Gita is so great? Come on, kids. Why Bhagavad Gita is so great? Why not Ramayana? Why not Mahabharata? Why not some other Purana?
Because Krishna is telling it himself.
Because Krishna is telling it himself. Good. Puranas, etc. Be more specific, Gagan.
The other Puranas are made by rishis and sages.
Other Puranas are by
Rishis and sages.
Rishis and sages, both are the same. Other Puranas are the sages. Can you give the name of sages instead of just being vague? Okay. Now, try to be smart, kids. You don't need 10 supplementary questions to give answer to one question. Be as specific as possible. If I keep on asking supplementary questions, that means you don't even know how to answer the question.
Swamiji, can I answer?
Go ahead.
Krishna is Jagat Guru, and all the other like Ramayana and Mahabharata, those are all told by sages, and only Bhagavad Gita is told by the Supreme Lord himself.
Even your answer is very vague, ma'am. You have to be very specific. If it is Ramayana, it is given to us by sage Valmiki. Why that word doesn't come? If it is Mahabharata, it is given to us by Vyasa, by the sage Veda Vyasa. If it is the other Puranas, they are given by sage Veda Vyasa and narrated by Suta Maharshi. But when it comes to Bhagavad Gita, it is completely given by Bhagavan. Why don't you use the word Bhagavan? Because there are 330 million gods. Indra is there, Chandra is there, Brahma is there, Rudra is there, Ashwini Devatas are there, Adityas are there. So many are there. Why don't you use the word Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord? And if you are still want to be very smart, say Bhagavan means Shrat Gunya Paripurna. 6 qualities must be there in 100%. Jnana, Bala, Aishwarya, Virya, Shakti, Teja. Are any one of you taking notes or just listening? You are supposed to keep for these classes a pen and a paper and start taking the notes. And where there are incomplete or you have a question, send me by WhatsApp message. I will reply them. Otherwise, you just listen and you forget. And tomorrow, when I ask the same question, you will not reply. Take Bhagavad Gita seriously, more than your music class, more than your math class. How do you prepare for math Olympiad, science Olympiad? You prepare like this, bare hands, no preparation. Remember, Bhagavad Gita is much, much superior to your math Olympiad, your science Olympiad, or your SAT. Okay. What did I say by Bhagavan means? Any one of you? Bhagavan means, come on, kids, answer. Any one of you elders? Bhagavan means?
Shad Gunya Paripurna Swami. 6 qualities has to be there.
Why don't you say correctly? 6 qualities have to be there in 100%. Shad Gunya Paripurna. Paripurna means 100% perfect. And what are the 6 qualities? You better make a note, at least the elders, and then teach your kids. Because you have to train your kids in the proper way. Then only we can do Bhagavad Gita Avadhanam. Not this kind of, half-hearted preparation, please. Annapurna, are you listening to me?
Yes, Swamiji.
Annapurna, Gagan, Kriti, Kirtana. Please, all of you, Radha is there.
Swamiji, could you please repeat the Shad Gunya Paripurna?
Okay. Bhagavan means Shad Gunya Paripurna. Means 6 qualities should be there in 100% perfection. And those 6 qualities are Jnana, Bala, Aishwarya, Virya, Shakti, Tejaha. I will repeat if anyone of you are making note of it. Jnana, Bala, Aishwarya, Virya, Shakti, Tejaha. Only when these 6 qualities are there in 100% perfection, he is called Bhagavan. And that Bhagavan Shabdam applies only to Sriman Narayana, who is identically the same as Krishna. Since Bhagavad Gita is given by Bhagavan himself, Bhagavad Gita is superior to any other scripture because Ramayana is given by sage Valmiki, Mahabharata by sage Vedavyasa, all Puranas either by sage Vedavyasa or by his father Parashara, sage Parashara. Vedavyasa's father is Parashara. But Bhagavad Gita is spoken directly by Bhagavan. That way you see how solid you are saying that you are really in command over the subject. Now, there is one more important reason why Bhagavad Gita is superior. Can any one of you quote that exact verse and give the meaning? Anyone of you? Who is saying that?
Gagan.
Gagan, you know that verse, but that is not the one I am looking for, Gagan. No, that is not the verse I am looking for, sir. That verse is not in Bhagavad Gita. That verse is there elsewhere to glorify Bhagavad Gita, either in the introductory prayers or in the Parashruti. Anyone of you can, I gave you the clue. Can anyone of you remember that? Okay, elders, can anyone of you say? In addition to Bhagavad Gita being spoken by Bhagavan Krishna, there is something else also to ascertain the superiority of Bhagavad Gita. Anyone of you elders?
Is it in Vishnu Sahasranamam?
What is it?
Is it in Vishnu Sahasranamam?
No, did I say Vishnu Sahasranamam? I said it is there in Bhagavad Gita's introduction or introductory prayers. You are not listening. That is the problem. Okay, this is the verse. Sarvo Panishado Gavo Dogdha Gopala Nandanaha Pardho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamrutam Mahat. Do you remember any one of you?
Dhyana Shlokas.
Yeah, in the Jnana Shlokam I said in introductory prayers. I even gave you the clue. How come not even one elder, any parents did not get it? The meaning of that is, if you want to get milk, you need a cow, you need a calf, you need a milkman, then only you can milk a cow. So, if all the Vedas, all the Upanishads is there made in the form of a cow, and Arjuna is made to be the calf, and the milkman is none other than Bhagavan Krishna. And the essence of all the Upanishads, the essence of all the Upanishads, milked as the cow's milk, is Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is superior to any other scripture. Now, if you go to prapatti.com and open Bhagavad Gita, in the Gita Dhyanam, it is verse number 4. Sarvo Panishado Gavo Dogdha Gopala Nandanaha Pardho Vatsaha Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamrutam Mahat. If you say that, every Purana is an individual one. Mahabharata and Ramayana are called Itihasas. But Upanishads are much, much superior to any of the Puranas or Itihasas. There are 108 Upanishads. If all the Upanishads are there appearing as a cow, and the milkman is him, Lord Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself, Arjuna is made as a calf, and all the pure devotees are the ones enjoying the essence of the Upanishad's milk is Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, Bhagavad Gita is superior. Can anyone of you say that verse? Sarvo Upanishado Gavo? Any kids? Kids? Ma? I told you you can open Bhagavad Gita in the Gita Dhyanam, verse number 4. Can you read it at least? You're all very, very unprepared. Is this how you prepare for your math Olympiad? You don't even open the book, what you are going to talk about?
Panishado Gavo Dogta Gopala Nandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gitamrutam Mahat.
Good. All of you open your books, please, or your internet, or your this thing. Bhagavad Gita. We are going to learn Bhagavad Gita. So whenever you come, keep a notebook and pen ready and open Bhagavad Gita. Annapurna, can you read it? Annapurna, can you read that verse?
Which one?
What are you doing all the time, Annapurna? You are asking which one. You don't even know what I am talking about.
No, I know. I just
That's
forgot.
very bad, Annapurna. You better be serious. Gagan, can you chant that verse?
Swamiji.
You didn't even open yet?
Huh?
Gagan, from today, read Bhagavad Gita. Throw away all your books from the library. Whenever you
Okay.
find time, read Bhagavad Gita, and by heart all the verses. Kriti or Kirtana, can you read that verse? Sarvoparishado Gavo.
सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्.
Good, Amma. Good, Amma. Can either Kriti or Kirtana, can one of you explain the meaning of it? I told you just now.
It's the essence of all the Upanishads, Swamiji, milked as cow's milk from Bhagavad Gita, and it is superior to all Upanishads, Vedas, and Itihasas.
Start from the beginning. Don't bring Itihasas, Puranas. If all Upanishads are turned into a cow, the milkman being Krishna himself, with Arjuna as a calf, and with learned people enjoying the essence of all the Upanishads milked is Bhagavad Gita. Start from the beginning. Sarvo Upanishado Gavo. If all Upanishads are made into a cow, Dogdha Gopala Nandanaha, Lord Krishna himself becoming the milkman, Partho Vatsaha, Arjuna being a calf, Sudhir Bhokta, learned scholars are the enjoyers, and that essence of Upanishads milk is Bhagavad Gita. That is why Bhagavad Gita is superior to any other scripture. Radha, can you read that verse? Sarva Upanishado Gavo.
Yes, Swamiji. सर्वोपिनशदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वस्ता सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्.
Very good, Amma. That is for you to learn for first thing today. Second thing, if somebody asks you, Bhagavad Gita is so great, how come it did not begin either with Arjuna or with Bhagavan Krishna or with the narrator Sanjaya? Why did Bhagavad Gita begin with Dhritarashtra? If somebody asks you, what do you say?
Swamiji, because Dhritarashtra was curious about what was happening in the battlefield, so Dhritarashtra asks Sanjaya, since he has Divya Drishti.
What did he ask?
What is
Chant the first verse.
Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samavetaye Yutsavaha Mamaka Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya.
Good. What does it mean? Any idea? Okay, it is time that you learn Bhagavad Gita with meaning. All right, today I will post chapter 1 with meaning. With meaning, the original in Sanskrit format. If you don't know Sanskrit, transliterate it exactly like in Sanskrit to read, and the meaning also. Now, question to the elders. Why Bhagavad Gita did not begin either with Bhagavan Krishna or by Arjuna or by the narrator Sanjaya, but it begins with the Dhritarashtra? Why?
Can I answer, Swamiji?
Go ahead.
I
I
can
said
try.
anyone. I don't need my permission.
I think because he is differentiating between his children and Pandava's children. That's what he asked. How are Kauravas doing, and how are Pandavas? Who is in the winning side? And he's differentiating. Pandavas are also Kauravas, but he's differentiating as somebody else.
Did he say Kauravas?
No, he doesn't say Kauravas. He says my
Well,
children versus
he say
Pandavas.
Kauravas. So don't use that word. Say something else now. He says Mamakaha. He didn't say Kauravas. My children. My children. And those Pandavas. Why Bhagavad Gita began with Dhritarashtra is the whole world, all of us, myself, yourself, every one of us, are exactly like Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra is physically blind, but we are all spiritually blind. Dhrit is evil personified. But because of the attachments, Mamakaha, my children, he is not condemning evil. Pandavas Chaiva, we are all supposed to treat everyone equally. Just like Dhritarashtra is differentiating between his children Pandavas, we also have this selfish attitude. Even though Dhritarashtra is asking what are they doing, indirectly what he wants to hear from Sanjaya is, don't you think my children will win? Same thing we also. Even though we make lot of mistakes, even though we don't follow scripture, Dhritarashtra is physically blind, even though we are all spiritually blind. We always want to win. We always want to get the profit. We always want to prosper. How is it possible? Because that battlefield is Kurukshetra, which is a Dharma Kshetra. Means only Dharmam will win. Knowing fully well, his children are not following any Dharma, is craving to hear from Sanjaya. Sanjaya, confirm my children who are evil personified, even though they are evil, I want them to win. Can you please affirm that? What difference is there between Dhritarashtra and ourselves? We are also not physically blind, but spiritually blind. We know we make lot of mistakes. In spite of that, we want to win. Wishful thinking. So this is a direct address to all of us, not necessarily to Dhritarashtra. Are you getting the point?
Yes, Swamiji.
Now, any one of you children, can you say, why did it begin with Dhritarashtra? Anyone, please, children? Hello, kids. Any one of you, say in your own words what you heard. Don't be so scared. I'm not going to beat you. You're far away. Radha is in Canada. Malishwari is in California. Manaswi is in India. Go ahead. Any one of you say why it began with Dhritarashtra.
Ma'am, Swamiji, because he says, he asks what is, he differentiates between his children and Pandu's children.
That's all I said.
Acharya, we are all blind like Dhritarashtra always in the attached to ourselves and the family and in the material world and seeking um,
The most important sentence, Dhritarashtra is physically blind, we are spiritually blind. Just as Dhritarashtra is having his wishful thinking that his sons should win, in spite of his sons being evil personified. We also want either ourselves or our children, without following any dharma, we want to win every situation, which is not possible. That is the reason why it began with a Dhritarashtra to indicate to all of us, don't be like Dhritarashtra. Don't be like Dhritarashtra. You think all negative things, you think of sinful things, you do negative things, you don't follow the rules, and yet you want to win everything. If you are like Dhritarashtra, you will never win. That is the first verse, that's why it began with Dhritarashtra. Okay, kids, what is the last verse of Bhagavad Gita and what does it mean?
Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja.
Manasvi, just because you know Sarvadharman Parityajya, don't use that verse every time as a trump card. That's not right. That
I
is
know,
not the last
Swamiji.
verse of Bhagavad Gita.
Yatra Yogeshwara
यत्र
Krishna
पार्थो
Parthotaratharaha
धनुर्धरः
Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti Dhruvani Terma Termama.
Very good. That is the last verse of Bhagavad Gita. Good. So one of you, can you tell what does it mean?
The meaning is whether the Lord of all yogis, Sri Krishna, and the bow wielding Arjuna are present, there is always the goddess of victory and prosperity.
Good. Can anyone of you refine what you said? You are almost there, Amma. Very good, Tali. I appreciate what you said. Can any one of you kids refine what she said? Fine tune it? Emma, any one of you, please. Kids?
Whenever there's Bhagwan Shri Krishna, there'll be fortune, victory, wealth, and never failing justice.
So, who said that, sir?
Gagan.
Are you reading from a book?
Yes.
Yeah, I could make out. I said, say it in your own words. Say it in your own words. Wherever the Supreme Lord Krishna, the master of all yogas, is there, and wherever the bow wielding Arjuna is there, that is where the goddess of fortune, Sri Mahalakshmi, will be there. That is where victory will be there. That is where bhuti, prosperity is there. Dhruvani Termatirma. This is the firm opinion expressed by Sanjaya. Therefore, since Krishna is there on the side of Pandavas, and Arjuna is the hero on the Pandavas side, even though Dhritarashtra began his inquiry, what are my children and what are Pandavas? having assembled in a Dharma Kshetra called Kurukshetra, what are they doing? Even though indirectly he prompted, Sanjaya, will you please confirm that my children will win? Even though it is Dharma Kshetra where only Dharmam will win, and even though Dhritarashtra knows his children are evil personified, he still wanted evil to win. Sanjaya Dhritarashtra, whatever you think that your sons, evil personified, will never win. Wherever there is Supreme Lord Krishna and wherever the great hero Arjuna is there, that is where fortune, goddess of fortune, will be there. That is where victory will be there. That is where all prosperity will be there. And this is the firm opinion of Sanjaya. Is that clear to you?
Yes, Swamiji.
So, kids, could you hear me?
Yes. So
Okay. Radha, tell me, what did I say now? What is the meaning of Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna? Tell me what you heard.
So, well, Dhritarashtra was spiritually blind son to win whether he was evil or good, which is wrong since he will never win. But wherever the Supreme Lord Krishna or wherever Arjuna is, that's where victory, justice, prosperity is there.
Very good. That is a very clear message to Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra, whatever your wishful thinking that your sons should win is not going to happen. Is not going to happen. And only wherever there is Krishna and Arjuna, victory will be there only on that side. Prosperity will be there only on that side. Therefore, we should learn. If we are bad, we will never win. If we are good like Pandavas, we will win ultimately. If we are bad like the Kauravas, Duryodhana and others, temporarily we may appear to be enjoying. But very soon, the whole enjoyment will go away from us. And the thing that remains with us is only suffering and suffering because we are not following Dharma. Is that clear, kids?
yes, Swamiji.
You have to learn Bhagavad Gita like that. Now, how many kinds of yogas Krishna has given in Bhagavad Gita? How many kinds of yogas Krishna has given in Bhagavad Gita? Or how many paths are there to attain salvation? Krishna has given Jnana Yoga, the path of knowledge. Karma Yoga, the path of action. Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion. And finally, Sharanagati Yoga, the path of absolute surrender. Now, the path of knowledge. Can you say in one verse from Bhagavad Gita, what could be the path of knowledge?
Bahunam Janmanam
Who said that, Amma?
Bahunam Janmanamante Nanamanam. Sarvadharman Paritya Acharya.
Who is saying that?
Adiyan Sunita Acharya.
Sunita, you're a grown-up girl. I'm asking about the path of knowledge, and you're talking about path of Sharanagati. What is it? What is wrong with you, Sunita? You're also becoming like a kid, right? Just give only one reply for whatever the question, right? That's not right. Listen to the question. Think about it and give an answer. What is the verse that represents as closely as it can the path of knowledge, I said. Emma, any one of you? Any one of your kids or elders, please? Hello? Can you give one verse that can summarize the path of knowledge? Emma, nobody wants to say anything? Emma? Adhyatma-jnana nityatvam tattva-jnanardha-darshanam etat-jnanam iti proktam ajnanam yadatonyada. Can one of you chant that verse, kids? Annapurna, you know that verse? Adhyatma-jnana nityatvam. Oh, Annapurna dropped out. Good. Kriti or Kirtana? Hello? I'm calling out your name. Say yes or no.
Swamiji, yes, Swamiji, Narayana.
You know that verse? 13th chapter 12th. Adhyatma-jnana nityatvam.
Adhyatmajnana nityatvam tattvagnanarthadarshanam etajnanamiti proktam ajnanam yadatonyatha.
Good. Gagan, can you read the meaning of that verse? Because you said you are following a book. Can you read the meaning of that verse? 13th chapter 12th verse. Adhyatma-jnana nityatvam.
1 minute, Swamiji, I'm searching for it.
Okay, anyone of you who can give the meaning? You can read at least the meaning? No?
Swamiji, this is Kirtana.
Go ahead, Kirtana.
The meaning is it is the ageless. I got one more from behind you. Brahman, the supreme entity. It can be described neither as something that exists nor something that does not exist. It cannot be comprehended by the senses.
I think you are following a Bhagavad Gita that is not conducive for salvation. I think you are following your Chinmaya mission or some other Shankaracharya's this thing, right?
Yes, Swamiji.
Yeah, that's not what exactly it means. Hey, Gagan, can you read?
Anyone who knows that I, Bhagavad Shri Krishna, will declare to you now, which is what is to be known. Anyone who knows that can attain liberation from the repeated cycles of births and deaths.
Read the previous. Which verse are you reading?
13th chapter, 12th verse.
Okay, read number 11.
Always get immersed on the wisdom with respect to the Supreme Self and focusing on the attainment of knowledge of the truth. Is declared as true knowledge, and anything contrary to this kind of a true knowledge is ignorance.
That is the right word. Adhyatma-jnana nityatvam tattva-jnanardha-darshanam etat-jnanam iti proktam ajnanam yadhatonyadha. As I told you to the parents, Amma, you can send your child to a community college and your child can get a degree. You can send your child to a state university, they can get a degree. You can send your child to Harvard, MIT, and they can get a degree. Same thing, you send your child to Chinmaya missions and some other Advaitis, etc. They always say, God cannot be this, God cannot be that. That's how they talk. Whereas if you send your school to someone where they talk only about Sharanagati, guaranteed moksham, it says, Nityatva means always getting immersed, jnana, in the wisdom regarding the self, adhyatma, regarding the self and the supreme self, that is Bhagavan Krishna. Tattva jnanardha darshanam, focusing on the attainment of knowledge about the truth. Tattva means truth. Etat jnanamiti proktam, this alone is declared as a true knowledge. Ajnanam yadhataha anyatha. Anyatha, anything contrary to this kind of true knowledge, is ajnanam, is ignorance. Ignorance means antagonistic to the knowledge of the self and the supreme self for God realization. Could you see how this describes word by word meaning as close as possible? Adhyatma jnana nityatvam. Nityatvam, get immersed in the wisdom about the adhyatma. Jnana means wisdom. Regarding the self and the supreme self. Supreme self is Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Atma, Paramatma. Parama, supreme. Atma, self, supreme self. Tattvajnanardha darshanam, focusing on the attainment of knowledge about the truth. This is declared as true knowledge. Yadhataha anyatha, anything contrary to this kind of true knowledge. Ajnanam is ignorance. Ignorance means antagonistic to the knowledge of the self and the supreme self. For what? For God realization. Now, what is Karma Yoga that Krishna wanted to talk about? Emma, what is Karma Yoga that Krishna has given in a simple way in just one verse? Any one of you, children or elders?
Do your
Oh,
duties without expecting any results.
who said that, Emma?
Adi and Padmani.
Very good, Emma. What is that?
Do your duty without expecting results. and renounce the results to Bhagavan Krishna. Nityam kuru karmatvam karma jayogya karmanaha.
The meaning you gave doesn't correspond to that verse, Amma. Can you polish your work? Can you polish what you said and refer to the exact verse? Amma?
Everyone should perform their duties
Yeah.
because karma yoga is superior to jnana yoga. So
But you said
nityam
something in the beginning. Do your duty without expecting anything in return. But you're not referring to that in your verse. That is why I asked. You understand, Padma, what I'm saying?
Yes, Adi.
You said do your duty without expecting anything in return. But your explanation doesn't reflect that.
Correct, Adi.
And still you did not get the verse? In spite of my giving you the clue?
Swamiji, manapa manayostulya.
You are talking about Bhakti Yoga.
Swamiji, can I answer Narayana? This is Kirtana.
What is that, Amma? I'm not able to follow you. What are you saying?
कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्थिताश्चन कार्याः
Padma, what you said is very close. And the exact verse is chapter 247. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalaheturbhuh
Mate sango.
mate sangaha tu akarmani. Second chapter 47. Gagan, can you read the meaning of it? Second chapter 47.
To the prescribed works, Nitya, Naimittika, and Kama karmas, obligatory, occasional, and desired motivated actions alone you have a right and never for the results. Let not the results be the motivating factor to perform your ordained duties, and do not be attached to not performing your obligatory duties.
Do you understand anything from that? I know you read the meaning of it. Karmanye vadhikaraste. Only to the prescribed duties you have a right. Ma phaleshu kadachana. And you have no right to expect anything out of it, the results. Ma karma phalaheturbhu. Let not the results be the motivating factor to do your prescribed ordained duties. Mate sangostva karmani. Let you not be attached to not performing your obligatory duties. Can any one of you give the meaning of it in your own words? Do your duties first, but do not expect any results from that. Let not the results be the motivating factor. And if not for the results, why should I work? No. Never neglect your duties. Never say, I'm not going to do because I'm not interested in the results. No. You must do your duty, but do not expect any results. And the results should not be the motivating factor. That is the real Karma Yoga. Kids, any one of you can chant that verse? Karmanyevadhikaraste.
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्व कर्मणि.
Very good. And the third one, Bhakti Yoga. In one simple verse, can you say what is Bhakti Yoga? Kids, in one simple verse, can you say what is Bhakti Yoga? Ma, anyone of you, ma? Hello, anyone of you elders, kids? Emma, nobody wants to say anything about Bhakti Yoga?
Maya Veshya Mano Yemam Nitya Upasate Shraddhaya Parayopetaha Te Me Yuktatamamataha.
There are many verses that represent Bhakti Yoga.
ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं स्वामिजी यथोक्तं परिपासते श्रद्धादाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेवति मे प्रिया.
That is the last verse you are saying. At least say one verse before that, that gives at least what is Bhakti Yoga. There are at least 4-5 verses that represent. Any one of them you can use. Starting from to represent Bhakti Yoga, you can start anywhere from Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam Maitraha Karuna Yevacha Nirmamo Nirahankaraha Samadhukka Sukhakshami Santushtaha Sadatam Yogi Yatatma Dhranishchayaha Mayat Pitamano Buddhihi Yomat Bhaktas Same Priyaha. That is the beginning of what is really Bhakti. Now to elaborate that, Krishna goes, Yasman no dvijate loko, lokan no dvijate chayah, harsha mashtabhayodvegaihi, mukto yaha sajame priyaha, anapekshaha suchir dakshaha, udasino gatavyadhaha, sarvarambha parityagi, yomad bhaktas same priyaha, yo na hrishyate na dveshti, न शोचति न कांक्षति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान्यः समे प्रियः समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्ण सुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतस्थिरमतिः भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः. At least if you want to say the last verse, then the 19th verse, 12th chapter, 19th verse. Tulya ninda stutir mauni santushto yena kenachite aniketaha sthiramatihi bhaktiman me priyo naraha. What does it mean? Those devotees who treat blame and praise as the same and who are silent, that is, being always in meditation and always chanting the mantras that you govern as Upadesham by your Acharya, content with whatever is obtained as ordained by Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who have no attachment to home, not having this is my house, this is my address, etc., and who are firm with absolute faith in Krishna, they are very dear to Krishna because they practice really devotional life. That is Bhakti Yoga. Tulya Ninda Stutir Mauni Santushto Yena Kenachite Aniketaha Sthiramatihi Bhakti Me Priyo Naraha. Or even the previous one. Samashitraucha Mitrecha Tatha Manapamanayoho Sito Ushna Sukadukeshu Samasanga Vivarjitaha. Four yogas Krishna has given: Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. And finally, Krishna talks about Sharanagati. Say a couple of verses on Sharanagati, please. These are the four yogas Krishna has given. Go ahead, any one of you. How is Krishna explaining Sharanagati in Bhagavad Gita?
Sarvati Doma, Mekamsha Nambaja, Antasapa Vibhyomakshasha Masista.
You don't have to be that fast, Straight, clearly. Okay, go ahead. What is the meaning of it? Who said that?
Gagan.
You can read the meaning of it. It is 18th chapter, 66th verse. 18th chapter, 66th verse. Couldn't find it?
Relinquishing all dharmas, realizing your inability to practice jnana or karma or bhakti yoga, surrender to me alone, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, for refuge. I, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, will release you from all sins. The reaction from all sins is karma phalam. Do not grieve.
Good. Imma, anyone of you want to say that in your own words? Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Anyone of you want to say that, Amma? The meaning of it? In your own words? All dharmas. Because you realize we are incapable of adopting either Jnana Yoga or Karma Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. And do surrender exclusively to me, Bhagavan Krishna, for your protection. And the Supreme Lord Krishna will release you from all sins. And therefore, you do not have to worry about anything. That is Sarvadharman Parityajya. For Sharanagati, he gave another verse also. What is that, Amma? Ananyashchintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate. No other chintana except Krishna and Krishna and Krishna. And if you do that, Tesham Nityaviyuktanam Yogakshamam Vahamyaham. He will take care of your physical well-being and also spiritual well-being. He will take care of you here when you are alive, and he will take care of you to go to Vaikuntham even when you are dead. Go ahead, there is one more verse. What is that about Sharanagati? Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sukhadaha. After thousands and thousands of births, if we are endowed with the knowledge, we do that Sharanagati. When you do that Sharanagati, your only focus is on Vasudevaha Sarvamati. My Lord Krishna is everything for me. And to find such a Mahatma is very, very difficult. Are you getting it? You want to become a sadhu, you want to become a dharmatma, you want to become a Mahatma, do Sharanagati and guarantees moksham. These three
Swamiji,
verses highlight. Go ahead.
can you please tell me the verse of the Bahunam? The verse number?
Wow. Give me 1 second. I think it is in the 7th chapter. -19. Bahunam
Okay.
Janmanam Ante 7-19. Got it?
Yes, Swamiji, thank you.
Good. Go ahead, Amma. These are the 4 yogas given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. This is how, please learn. Are you ready, kids?
Yes, Swamiji.
Now your turn to ask the questions. Go ahead.
Swami, again, Ravinda Raghavan, can I ask?
Yes, sir.
Again, Swami, my question is, there are people in Bhagavad Gita itself, Anya Devata, it has been said that Devatantara Sambandham should not be kept. So even though many people read Bhagavad Gita, even after reading it many times, why they still have they have Devatantara Sambandhams, and they also they preach about Bhagavad Gita, but they still have a lot of Anya Devata, Anya Seshatvams.
It is very simple to understand. Why people, even though they read Bhagavad Gita, even though Krishna says, forget about worshipping other devatas, just surrender to me only. Why many people do that? Very simple. At the time of marriage, a man and a woman will promise to be loyal to each other. But after marriage, a man will think of having extramarital affairs. A woman will also think of having more affairs. Why? They don't want to keep up their promise. So what will happen? They are ruined. Same thing. They read Bhagavad Gita. Krishna said, Mam ekam sharanam raja. They promise to be like a pativrata, but they don't. Therefore, they lose their sharanagati. Therefore, they don't get moksham. When the husband finds out the wife is not loyal, the marriage will end up. When the wife finds out her husband is not loyal, the marriage is cancelled. Same thing, they do Sharanagati, but they worship other gods. Their Sharanagati is cancelled. So why people do that? Because they don't want to keep up their promise. They know fully well the marriage will break down, but still they do mistakes. Same thing, they know that other devata worship will ruin their Sharanagati, but they still do it. That is why Krishna says, what did Krishna say about that, Amma?
Daivi Hesha Gunamayi
No,
Mamaya
no,
Durti.
no, 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 no. Manushyanam sahasreshu
Kaschit Yatati
kaschit
Siddhayeta.
yatati siddhaye yatamapi siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvatah. Only 1 in 1,000 will try to be perfect, will try for perfection. And if there are thousands of people trying for perfection, and if there are thousands of people who are trying to become perfect, only one will actually become perfect and attain salvation. Therefore, 1 in 1,000 will try to become perfect. And if there are 1,000 people trying to be perfect, only one will actually become perfect. Therefore, majority of them, they don't follow. Only 1 in 1,000,000 will become perfect and will get salvation. It is your choice whether you want to be that 1 in 1,000,000 or you want to be that one among the million. The proposition makes a lot of difference. 1 in 1,000,000, great. One among the million, you're not great, you're not getting salvation. Is that clear?
Yes, Aryan. Thanks a lot for answering. Okay, I have a follow-up question for this. Can I ask now, or shall I hold on?
Go ahead.
The next question is that, Swami, people say that the Perumal is Antaryami in Ganesha, Perumal is Antaryami in Indra. So what's the problem? We can worship, we can see Narayana in everyone. So people say like this, what can be a befitting reply that can be given to them?
It is easy to say we can see Narayana in everyone, but in reality, they don't see that. If you say, I can see Narayana in Indra, why not I worship Indra? I can see Narayana in Shiva, why can't I worship Shiva? I can see Narayana in Ganesha, why can't I worship Ganesha? Because yes, Bhagavan is there as Antaryami in everyone, in Ganesha, Shiva, Subramanya, everyone. What is the verse that says Bhagavan is there as Antaryami in everyone? Imma, which is the verse that says he is as Antaryami in everyone?
Samoham Sarvabhuteshu Swamiji.
Imma, what is it? Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hridesherjuna Tishtati. That
Brahmayam
Supreme Lord Narayana is there in the, as Antaratma in everyone, in every heart.
Swami, can you please tell in which verse exactly, which is the exact verse, I mean the number I want, I mean the chapter and verse number. Actually, I didn't get the Bhagavad Gita Sante, so that's why I'm asking.
Give me 1 second, I will give you.
Aryan.
18th chapter, 18th chapter, 61. Ishvaraha Sarvabhutanam Hridesherjuna Tishtati. Now, you're right. If you can realize Paramatma in everyone, even though you worship Ganesha, Parvati, Shiva, Navagrahas, if you say you are able to see Narayana as their Antaryami, and you are only worshipping that Antaryami, you know when that thing will be valid? You bring a nice cobra, you should not run away. You should not kill it. You should be able to stand before a cobra and say, Krishna, I am not seeing you as a cobra. I am seeing you as Antaryami of this snake also. If you see a lion or a tiger, you should not run away. Oh my God, this snake will bite me. Oh my God, this lion will kill me. You should not run away. You should be able to see the Antaryami in a snake. When you see a snake, you should not kill it. You should say, Krishna, you came to me like a snake to test me whether I will run away. No, Krishna. I could see Krishna in the snake as Antaryami. Krishna, you are hungry. Can I give you some milk? Worship snake also. When you see a lion, don't run away. My God, this lion is going to kill me. Get some nice yoga tries and keep it before the lion and say, my dear lion, Krishna, you came to me as a lion to scare me. Don't worry, Krishna. I could see inside the lion only you. And you are so merciful, you will not kill me. Enjoy, Krishna, this prasadam. You should be able to say that when you see a lion. Then you are qualified to say, let me worship any Devi Devata, because I am seeing only Paramatma, Sriman Narayana, as Antaryami in everyone.
Exactly, again, exactly. This will simply
And that
shut the mouth
point
of
you are qualified to say, I can see Paramatma in Indra, I can see Narayana in Shankara, I can see Narayana in Bhadrakali, I can see Narayana in Sai Baba. That is acceptable only when you are able to stand before a cobra and worship that. That is acceptable only when, even if when you see a lion and worship that as a representative of Krishna. If not, if you run away from a snake, if you try to kill a cobra, if you try to kill a lion or run away, you're not following what you are saying. You are able to see Narayana in them. So those people who say, what is wrong if I worship Indra, Parvati, Shiva, Ganpati, Sai Baba, because I am able to see Krishna in them. They are not telling the truth. They are only covering it up. If they cannot worship a lion, a real living lion, if they cannot worship a real living snake, most poisonous verba snake, then what they are saying is not true. It is only a cover-up for their worshipping other Devi Devatas because they can get some quick results. And that they are doing because they lost their brain, because their mind is polluted with desires. Where did Krishna say that, Ma? Because you lost your desires with a polluted mind full of desires, you are going to the other Devi Devatas. Where did Krishna say that?
Kamaistaiste hritajnana.
Exactly. Kamai staistaihi hutagnyanaha prapadyante anya devataha. Krishna said they are all anya devatas. Anya devatas means they are not Narayana. They are not Narayana because they are only Devi Devatas, Jivatmas. Are you getting the point, sir?
Yes, again.
Kamai
It's
staistaihi hutagnyanaha. 7th chapter.
again. Swami, can you please tell me the verse number?
I am giving you. I gave you everything in the file I sent. 7th
Swami,
chapter,
Swami,
20th
yesterday
verse.
I went through that file. Yesterday I went through that Bhagavad Gita file, but I don't remember all the verses and exactly. I
Okay,
didn't
it is
go and store in my
720.
mind.
7-20. Kamai 20th verse. Okay.
Again, Swami, I have one query based on this
Yes, go ahead.
Bhagavad Gita. Swami, do you have, I mean, is there any copy of Bhagavad Gita which has been translated by you or some of our acharyas? Because I have ISKCON's book,
Sure,
but I have.
I can send you. I'm going to post it. You are there in which group?
I'm there in. I'm been added in 3 groups. I'll tell which are those groups. One second.
What is the group?
Potential
Chanting?
Prapannas, Telebridge chanting, and Narayana Narayana.
That's fine. I'll add you. I'll post in those groups. Okay.
Okay, Adin. Thanks a lot.
Go ahead, kids. What are your other questions? It's already 12:30. We did it for the past 1.5 hours.
One last question. Adin,
Yeah,
Swami.
go ahead. Any other questions?
Yeah, Swami, I have a question. Can I ask or shall I wait?
No problem, sir. Go ahead. You're at least bold enough. Can I ask
Yes,
you a
Adin.
question?
Huh, Swami?
When are you going to your Acharya to do Sharanagati?
Swami, I was talking to Swami, I will call you and talk about it. I texted you that I want to talk to you just before that. I will tell you personally. I wanted to talk to you.
Okay, fine. No problem. Go ahead. What's your question?
Swami, in Bhagavad Gita, is it mentioned that Acharyas are the avataram of Perumal?
He did not say in Bhagavad Gita, Acharyas are the avataram of Perumal. No.
Is there, which are the granthas in, can I ask a question which apart from Bhagavad Gita in this forum? Which are the granthas in which it has been said that Acharyas who do Samashir and Bharanyasam are Perumal's avataram?
This we had to go based on one verse in Bhagavad Gita. Yadyadacharati shreshtaha tattadevetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastat anuvartate. This verse is from Bhagavad Gita. Yadyadacharati shreshtaha tattat eva itaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokaha tat anuvartate. I'm trying to give you the verse number. 3rd chapter, 21st verse. Yad yad acharati shreshtaha. 3rd chapter, 21st verse. So, if whatever Krishna says, whatever Mahatmas are practicing, other people must also do in the same way. Because those Mahatmas have set the standards. And everybody has to follow them. Good. And the Mahatmas are Swami Vedanta Deshika and Bhagavad Ramanuja. Since they considered their acharyas and they are Mahatmas, we follow their example. And if you say, where did Ramanuja consider his acharya as Paramatma? Or where did Vedanta say?
I guess Swami Vedanta Deshikan mentions this in Rahasyatraya Saram, I guess. And
Yes.
Bhagavad Ramanuja, I guess he says in
If people
Gadyatrayam.
are not that comfortable, in a very simple way, if they don't have an opportunity to go through Rahasyatraya Saram or Sri Bhashyam of Ramanuja, one simple way, one simple verse, it is in Tamil, one Pashuram. Can anyone of you say that, Amma? Anyone of you? Most of you know that. One Pashuram, most of you know that says, an Acharya is superior to, even not even equal, superior to Narayana. Exactly, that is the one. Madhura Kavi Alvar. Madhura Kavi Alvar said that, we just accepted. Kanninam Shirutambinal Kattunna Panniya Perumayan En Appanil Nannityan Gurugur Nambi Enrakal Annikum Amadurun Ennavuke. Therefore, Krishna said, Yajyadacharate Shreshtaha, whatever Mahatmas have followed, they have defined the standard. Other people have to follow that. And Madhur Kavi Alvar said, I don't even need this Krishna. My Acharya, Nammalvar, is enough for me to get. And he got. He even became Alvar. Therefore, we have to follow Krishna. That says follow the example of Mahatmas. And there is no greater Mahatma than Madhur Kavi Alvar.
Swami, I
Go
have a
ahead.
follow-up for this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Swami, if we people agree, so with this verse is convincing to all Sri Vaishnavas. Then, if suppose there is some Gaudiya Vaishnava or some people who are not a part of Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, they argue saying that the Acharyas who do Samacharam Varanyasam, they cannot be Bhagavan's avatar. What can be a
Don't
befitting
even
reply?
talk about them because they don't even have Samashranam, they don't even have Sharanagati. So why should we worry about them? Don't worry, they are following Bhakti Yoga. In Bhakti Yoga, you will get moksham, but no guarantee that you will get in one lifetime. You may get in
But
one
where
lifetime, you may take more births. Because if you follow that Bhakti Yoga, when you cannot become perfect in one life, it says, Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Bhrashto Vijayate. And when you get salvation Bhakti Yoga, Adhava Yoginam Eva Kule Bhavati Dhimatam, that will be your last birth and you will get moksham. No doubt Bhakti Yoga will give moksham. But no guarantee you will become 100% perfect in one life. You may be extra smart, one in a million, and become 100% perfect in Bhakti Yoga in one lifetime. Or you may take Bahunam Janmanamante. Bahu means, in Sanskrit, one means Ekavachanam, two means Vivachanam. Bahuvachanam means more than two. It can be 3 or it can be 3 million. So, at least after 3 births, you will be born in a very religious family or orthodox family. And
Swami,
when you come to almost perfection, Adhava Yoginam Eva Kule Bhavati Dhimatam, you will be taking birth in the family of great yogis. And that will be your last birth. Therefore, let's not talk about the people who do not believe in Sharanagati. They don't do it, that's it. That is verse number 6, 6th chapter 42 and 41. 6th chapter, verse number 41 and 42. So those people, they may get moksham in one lifetime, or they may take more than a few births. We don't know. Whereas Sharanagati guarantees moksham at the end of this life itself. Is that clear, sir?
yes, Aryan. So Aryan, but what about those who, I mean, about current Smartas, current, Varkaris and all, they don't even have Bhakti Yogam. I mean, Brahma Vidyas are also not taught to them. Then how can that be Bhakti Yogam? Without Brahma Vidya's knowledge, how can one do Bhakti
Krishna
Yogam?
did not say everybody will get moksham. Krishna said if you take 1,000 people, only one will try to become perfect. And if there are 1,000 people who are trying to become perfect, only one will actually attain Krishna. So 1 in 1,000 will try. And if there are 1,000 people trying, only one will realize that Paramatma in Bhakti Yoga. That means 1,000 thousands. 1,000 thousands is 10 lakhs. A million. Only 1 in a million So why are you talking about, why are you worried about smartas, other people, Hare Krishnas? Don't worry about them. 1 in a million among them will also get. 1 in a million. Rest of them, recycling. Again birth, again death. Again birth, again death. Whereas Sharanagati guarantees moksham. Manmara bhava bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vishasa satyante pradjane priyosame. Guarantees. Because when you do that Sharanagati, Bhagavan will wipe out all your negative karma, papa karma, and you are guaranteed admission to Vaikuntha. Other people don't do that. Well, Krishna did not say that everybody will do that. Only 1 in 1,000 will try to get moksham at the end of this life itself. And if there are 1,000 people trying, only one will actually succeed. So 1 in a million. Not everybody is 1 in a million. Very simple. You are in India. Everybody wants to go to IIT, get a degree and get a nice software job, come to America, make a lot of money. But in the 10 IITs or so, there are hardly 2,000 seats available. Every IIT may have maximum 200 seats. In the 10 IITs, there may be hardly 2,000 people admitted. But how many people are appearing? 2 million students are appearing for IIT admission every year. 2 million people, only 2,000 are getting admission. Same thing, there are 1 million people trying for salvation. Only one will get salvation. Rest of them, again birth, again death. Got it? Hello, you understand, sir?
Yes, Swami. Again, thanks a lot for answering. Actually, I couldn't unmute myself for a second. That's why I replied late. Sorry. Awesome.
Go ahead, sir. Anything else I can do for you, ma'am? So this Arvind is a new kid to join the group, ma. He's from India. He's a 16-year-old kid who recently got introduced to me through someone. I think Vasudha introduced me to him.
Yeah.
And I told him what is the best one. And I'm sure we'll have more opportunities. And tomorrow we'll meet again, the same 11 o'clock. And please come prepared with the Bhagavad Gita. I will send it today. Print it. Keep it with you.
Sure, Swami.
Print it and keep it with you. I'll send you chapter by chapter. I will post chapter by chapter.
Okay,
and you can do that, okay? Very good.
okay, Swami.
Narayana. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanastu. Karmaparam Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanastu. Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha Sarvagurubhyo Namaha Sarvagurubhyo Namaha. Sri Ranganath Shagopitindra Rashtam Lakshmi Nrsimhachedet Karneka Patram. Sri Rangavir Raghurat Shagopurjam Vedanti Desham Prabhaje. Srimate Shivan Shagopa Sri Vedanti Deshanamaha Deshika Yanamaha.
Vedanta Brahmam Narayan Kupabshektam Sri Ranganadi Shakarathabodam Sri Krishna Tisha Prabhupada Srimati Sri Krishna Tisha Mahadeshka Namaha Aspat Gurubhyo Namaha Aspat Parma Gurubhyo Namaha Aspat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha Acharyaji